my children's story is actually on my computer. I typed it up instead of writing it and taping it into Vogue magazine because it just seemed like a bad idea again. Don't be bothered by the fact that I'm staring not at you, but at the screen the whole time. Okay? Really sorry about that. But this story is called Dana the Adulterous Duck. Wonder what we're going to learn from her today. Once upon a time, there was a duck named Dana. Dana lived a wonderful life with her husband Darren and their 5 little ducklings. Every morning, Dana would roll out of her king-size Tempur-Pedic bed and apply her CoverGirl True Blend liquid foundation. It has color spheres that matched her skin tone much better than any other brand. On this particular day, life began just as normal. Dana prepared a nice breakfast of Quaker oats for her children. They had flavors that each of the little ducklings like. And she sent them off to school. Darren, too, left for the office after giving Dana a big old kiss goodbye. Mwah! As soon as Dana had the house to herself, she pulled out her Dyson vacuum cleaner so that she could use the cyclone technology to pull up the dirt at strengths stronger than 15,000 times the power of gravity. After her house was spotless, Dana sat to ponder the meaning of life. No matter what, she couldn't see any value in her life. She lived every moment to serve her husband and care for her kids, as any good woman should. Nevertheless, she felt incomplete. Perhaps a slice of Betty Crocker double chocolatey fudge cake will make me feel better, she thought to herself as she waddled into the kitchen. After finishing the entire cake, Dana felt no better than before, so she headed to Wegmans, the best grocery store in the world, to begin her grocery shopping. She wound through the aisles, picking up the necessary items and crossing them off her shopping list. As she reached for the butternut squash, her hand brushed against Lyle the lizard's hand, because he too was reaching for the same savory vegetable. "Oh, pardon me," said Lyle. "No problem," Dana replied. "Here, you take it." "My darling duck, I couldn't take this from you. A beautiful duck like you deserves the world, and if I can merely give you my butternut squash, my life will be complete," Lyle whispered seductively. It was in that moment that Dana finally understood. She had always lived her life to help others, and in doing so had nothing to her own self. Plus, she was almost 50 and desperately wanted to feel young again. As she stared into Lyle's beady little eyes, she decided to do the most selfish thing any family-oriented duck could do, and she left to spend the day with Lyle. As Dana walked with Lyle and the butternut squash to her green Toyota Prius, she didn't realize that her husband was observing them through a pair of Nikon binoculars from the bushes. Filled with anger, he returned home. As he prepared dinner for the ducklings, which is typically the woman's job, he quizzed the kids about their knowledge of Lyle. As it turns out, Lyle is their school teacher who frequently speaks of their mother's beauty to them. "I don't like him at all. He's creepy, and everyone thinks he's a pedophile," exclaimed the youngest duck. When Dana arrived home, she talked nonstop in a nervous manner, explaining why she was so late. "You see, I took the bus and we were hijacked, and there was a bomb on the bus. So we couldn't go under 50 miles per hour or we would blow up. Whew, I'm exhausted. Good night." Darren was speechless with anger. The next morning, Dana didn't wake up to prepare her family for the day. Later, after they had all left, she arose to apply her makeup and sneak off to Lyle's house. Dana left her house and decided to take a detour through the woods to get to Lyle's house, where she wouldn't be seen at all. Unfortunately, as she passed through the woods, she was attacked by a hungry wolf. Her husband watched from the bushes, and he thought to himself, "Imagine that. I would have rescued her, but she didn't love me enough to stay true. So, oh well, karma's a butt sometimes." And nobody attended Dana's funeral. The end.